Hello everybody, welcome to Crafty Soup. My name is Misty. Today's episode is about unboxing the SCT Sampler Kit for this month and then doing a project with it. So here is what the package looks like when you get it in the mail, and when you pull it out there's a baggie full of samples of goodies from manufacturers. Now normally there are two separate lines included in this, however this time they have one line. But what's always included is a word embellishment and then some kind of reusable item, and we have a stamp again this month. And the crafting line we're looking at today is from Paige Evans, and it's the newer fall collection, and I'll pop up on the screen what that one's called. We have partial packs of layered stickers, some kind of epoxy type stickers, and some crepe paper stickers, so that's really fun. We also have a partial pack of Lawn Fawn pattern paper, and that stamp is also by Lawn Fawn. So here we go, looking at each of the individual pieces of pattern paper. Now these are cut down from full 12 by 12 sheets, so you get a section of each of these papers or a sample of each of these papers. And so here is what we've got. Now if you've seen my videos before, you know I always do a project when I unbox my sampler kit, just to give you an idea. Included in the kit this month was a greeting card, which they don't usually include, and they offered up a challenge to us as kit receivers to create a card and mail it. So it's all about making connections and sending kindness off to other people. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to start by looking at that card that I have. Now, because these are samples, the cards that come in other kits are likely to be different. But that was a pretty busy pattern, so I'm going to create a nice big focal area with a circle. And I'm going to use one of those layered stickers as the focal image. And the sentiment on the stamp set in this kit says dream, and that's not really the sentiment I'm going for, so I will pull in some other stamp sets as I move through this project. So I did cut a variety of pattern papers for two reasons. One is that I was indecisive, and then the other one is that I'm going to make a set of cards and not just a single card. So I went with that watercolor blue pattern paper from Lawn Fawn. And I am going to ink the edges of everything because I think it gives it a nice definition and adds some crispness to all of the pieces I'm going to layer up without adding extra bulk and extra layers of pattern paper. So then I'm cutting some little banner pieces, and like I said, I will ink those as well to add some dimension and to add a place that's going to hold my greeting once I get to that part. And at this point in the process, I wasn't sure at all what I wanted to do about the greeting, so I had kind of thought about it a little bit before I made any final decisions. So as I get this project pieced together and ready for that greeting, comes the point where I need to decide. So I pulled out a Gina K set that came from another SCT event that recently happened, and so I'm going to go ahead and use products from their event to keep the fun going. And this one says hang in there. It's a teeny tiny stamp set that will add just a small greeting to this, and I have a friend who has cancer and she's going through some very intense cancer treatment, so I'm going to send a card off to her. And there you can see I've gold embossed it because those stickers do have some gold foiling on them. I wanted to keep that gold theme going. And so I went ahead and cut it down to be yet another little banner piece to go on here. And I'm going to ink it up, and then I will glue it down on top of those other pieces for a nice layer and an easier way for that small greeting to be noticeable. A little bit of curling of that ribbon, and I think about adding another sentiment to this card, and I decide not to, and so that is done. So the second part of this project is to create a set of cards. So I cut down card fronts at 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches out of a variety of the pattern papers, and I'm going to mix and match them with those extra circles that I cut, and the leftover pieces that you saw me playing with there were left over from cutting down those card fronts, so I'm going to mix and match those between the different cards. I did flip them over and actually end up using the A sides or B sides of the pattern papers to mix and match to come up with pretty much the same design. And then I used another stamp set from SCT, and that one's actually available for purchase on their website. that came in that same event that I mentioned. And I use that, embossed it in gold foil, or not in gold embossing powder. And that is my greeting for those. And then for my focal image here, I wanted to add those little crepe paper leaves, but they needed a little bit more oomph to them. They were kind of small against that circle. So I am adding a messy nest of just a gold thread. This is an inexpensive element that you can easily add to any of your projects. So I liked choosing that item. And I will finish up all of these cards. And that does it for the project for this month. I've got a lovely set of cards. I still have plenty of leftover products to create scrapbook page or more cards. And I'm going to send the one to my friend, and these other 3 are fall related, so I will send those off for the Thanksgiving holiday coming up here in the US. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a like, because that does help my channel. And I will be back on Friday with a layout process video for you. So do come back and join me then. I'll see you next time.